that one. I got my Arnold trophy here.
That's for third place?
Second place.
I'm sorry, second place. Sorry, dude.
He's dropping me places now. And it's cool one. This cool one that I got for a guest posing. They just gave it to me.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. I really like this. They're really good people. I got it from El Salvador.
Yeah.
I've been three times now.
Yeah.
I want to say, yeah, three times, and so they gave that to me.
It's always nice when you go to guest post somewhere and they kind of give you something nice like that to take home. What's that for?
And I got that for a show too, a bodybuilding. The same show.
So that the Panhandle show, you got that big ass trophy and a ring?
Yeah. The owner, the promoter, Russ Messi out in Fort Walton Beach. He's awesome, man. He always puts a lot into his shows.
Damn, man, they don't mess around out there.
No, they do not.
You know what? Out of all my trophies, my ring is my favorite.
You know what? Yeah, I do like that one, but I would love to one day get one. I don't think they give it to classic guys, but it would be nice if they gave like a New York pro ring. What
is your favorite kind of ring? Like my favorite kind of ring is, like I said, my favorite kind of trophy is the ring, because I don't like those trophies that take up a ton of space, and I also feel like if I want to wear it, I can wear it. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do like the ring. That one's a little much because it's like a school ring you get in class. You know what I mean? But I'm kind of tired of like the people ring. Like these are kind of old.
Yeah.
I like those. I like the stores, the stores and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like those type of like weapons. And then I actually like this one just because it's unique.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I like stuff that's a little different.
Who did you frame that stuff behind you yourself, or did somebody make that for you, the collage?
I framed it myself. So I was like, well, this is my first, the big one's technically my first magazine.
Yeah.
But that was my first magazine cover. So I was like, okay, I'll get both done.
I
did it myself.
It's so crazy. I never did any of that stuff. I had a whole bunch of magazine covers and a whole bunch of articles, and I never did it. And I regret it because every time I see somebody who did do it, I'm like, fuck, I should have fucking done something.
Dude, I'm happy, man. It was expensive. Like, I didn't realize framing stuff was so expensive.
Yeah.
The magazine was like $200, and that was, luckily I had been to her 3 times, because I guess you can see my hallway because I got a map down there framed too. That was $200. And so for my third visit, this one was supposed to be like $5 or $6, and she gave it to me for like $350.
Yeah. It's amazing what we're willing to spend money on. If you ask me to spend $300 on a pair of headphones, I'm like, okay, cool. But if you ask me to spend $300 on a picture frame, I'm like, nah, I don't know.
I'm the opposite, man. I spent like $20 on these headphones. Complete opposite, man.
Yeah, but what about your headphones that you use in the gym? Are they expensive or cheap?
No, I don't use any headphones. These would be the ones. So the ones I got these because my favorite pair I've been wearing for years. This specific like model from Skull Candy I really liked. Like I bought it twice. Like one time it got stolen, I bought another one. Actually, I bought it 3 times. One time I left it in El Salvador. Then someone broke into my car in fucking Montreal, Canada, and stole them. And I got one more time, and I left them in the gym. But those were only like $60 or $70 for those.
I bet you that's why you keep losing them, because if you bought expensive ones, you would.
Yo, I definitely wasn't losing that. I mean, at least that pissed me off. Like someone broke into that car. First of all, it was a rental, and I used this new app called Turo, so it wasn't like a normal rental. It was like it's kind of like Airbnb for cars.
Yeah.
So they broke into that. I got a ticket that the day before, and they stole some $70 headphones for no, like, you know what I mean?
Fucking Canadians.
Yeah.
What were you doing in Canada?
I used to date a girl up there.
I was gonna say, I knew it was a girl. Like he's visited something.
Yeah.
Is there something that you spend money on that you don't like? You don't like. For me, like I said, if I have to spend $300 on a pair of headphones, I'm like, it's okay, because I don't flinch at it. But if I'd spend $300 on something else, it would bug me. So, is there something you just don't care about? You'll blow the money, and it's like it doesn't make you feel guilty at all.
I blow money on stuff like I've been spending a lot of money on furniture. But I actually do still have a limit, because a lot of the furniture I've been getting, we have like Facebook Marketplace here.
Yeah.
So it's like people sell it online. I've been getting all my stuff, most of my stuff taken. But yeah, let me I think of anything.
Or are you just thrifty all around?
I think I'm pretty thrifty, but I do spend a lot of money, but I'm thrifty with it. So, like, I will buy a lot of things, but most of the things are on sale or half price or something like that.
So you get a lot of
I just got a new car, too.
What'd you get?
Actually, it's not a new car, but yeah, even the electronics, like my phone, I'll never buy the new model. But I got a 2019 Toyota Highlander, and it was actually nicer than I thought. Like, I was going to get, like, my old car was, I had a Toyota Camry for 8 years in 2012. On my second car, I had a Corolla before that my mom gave me. Mm-hmm. And I got tired of cars. It's like, man, I do not want another car.
Yeah.
And so I was looking at getting, like, a luxury car at first, like a Range Rover or a Lexus.
Yeah.
But then I talked to a few people, and they're like, man, you can, it's not a big, buying the car isn't a huge deal. It's the maintenance and the depreciation and all that stuff that kind of fucks people.
True.
So I was like, okay. So I ended up getting the Highlander. It's actually really nice. I found that model. They call it like the Nightshade edition. So like the windows came tinted, all black leather seats with like really unique like red stitching, blacked out wheels, everything. Yeah.
I want to see the shit. Toyota Highlander. Nightshade. All right, let's see what Terrence bought himself. You're so fucking. You know what? You make me feel guilty every time I talk to you because I'm like, this guy's so thrifty. I'm like, you probably get so much more for your money than I do.
I probably do for the most part.
All right, let me see.
Let's see if we see it.
You got a black one?
So I got it's gunmetal gray. I think is what it's called. So it's like that one.
It's like this one,
right? Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. But the wheels are all black. Yeah, that's the biggest difference. Yeah.
Let me see here.
So I got like a mid-size. I didn't want like a huge SUV because one, I'm not huge, and I wanted something like something just not too big because I'm not used to like driving big cars. So that one felt really good. It's a sports edition too, man. So it's got a little bit of pickup.
This is what you got.
Yeah, basically that. Yeah, that's it right there.
Like I said, you're thrifty, man. I can't. You should have got this.
Oh shit, man. Yeah.
You gotta get yourself a big ass 4Runner. That's all right. Anyway,
I thought about the 4Runner. Yeah, I did.
What changed your mind? Why didn't you go with the 4Runner?
Oh man, like the biggest thing, man, it was like the gas mileage. I guess I'm like the thrifty in me, and then like two, I still didn't need the. I like the size of that car. You know what I mean? I just like the size of the car I have. Yeah.
Where is the? You know what? I'm jealous, and I've talked about this before that I did not learn from my father. Where does the thrifty come from? Is it from your parents, or you just in you?
It's from my mom for sure. Yeah, my mother, definitely was. She's a single mom, so yeah, she definitely had to be really thrifty. Same with her grandmother. My grandmother was her and her father got divorced. So like when my mom was like in, elementary school or something. So yeah, definitely thrifty from all the ladies in my family. Yeah, coupon. I remember like cutting coupons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's what my parents did too. But sometimes when people are grow up like in a poor home, like my house, like we didn't have any money. Sometimes you grow up poor, you like it goes the opposite way. Like you want to fucking.
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah,
you want to ball out because.
So yeah, it was an issue. So no, I've been there, and we talked about it last time. Like I was spending a lot of money when I first got a decent paycheck from like my first sponsors and still working a full-time job in the military. I was like blowing all my money. Then I look back and I was like, I didn't have any money. Like once things hit the fan. So I'm a little bit better now with it. Yeah.
Huh. I'm the kind of guy that like I bury myself. Like I'll buy something I can't afford, and then I work hard to like pay it off. Mm-hmm. So I do everything backwards, right? Like
that's so I can afford it, right?
Like I'll buy a car.
Motivation, man, because you're like, fuck, I don't want to be on the streets.
That's what. That's how I use that. I use it as motivation because I'm like, I'll buy a car I can't afford, and I'm like, oh fuck, I got to pay for this thing now. So then I work my ass off. So
no, that's a great way to be. Because I was thinking the same thing. I mean, I was like, well, I didn't need a new car. My car worked fine. Toyotas last forever. But I was like, man, well, if I get this new car, I'll just work harder and just make it even out, and that'd be it.
That's how I see it. So I don't know. It works. It makes me keep working harder and harder. So, how's the coaching? How's the posing business going? I know you do online posing. Are you coaching a lot of people?
I don't do a lot of posing coaching anymore. I just don't. enjoy a lot of. Sometimes I do, but most of the time I don't enjoy it too much.
Really?
I still do it quite a bit. Yeah. It's kind of weird. People say, "Oh, but you should love it because you do it. You're good at it." I'm like, well, I'm not trying to compare myself to like these guys, but it's the only example I could think of. I mean, like you don't have guys like, Michael Jordan never coached, basketball. Mike Tyson doesn't coach, boxing, stuff like that. Like you can enjoy something and not enjoy teaching everybody, But no, I like helping more advanced people with clothing a lot of times. I guess I'm a little bit more selective with who I help now with clothing, would be my answer for that. I just want it to be enjoyable for me.
Yeah. No, I don't think that just because you're good at something, you should do it. Because for I took a long break from coaching because I was like, I don't want to coach anybody for a while. I just didn't want to, right? And then now I feel like it again, so now I'm coaching people. But I thought, being the thrifty guy you are, I was like, you could make more money. That's the avenue I was coming from. I was like,
so what I did, I just charged more. Like I charged like a very, like I didn't realize that until I saw it. I was talking to Dave Tate, if the owner of Elite FTS. And he was asking me the other day, he's like, who's the other, like closing guy in your business? Like, oh, Kenny. Kenny's like, great.
Yeah.
And he's like, how much does he charge? And I'm like, I don't know. Let me look. And I'm like, Kenny charges 70 and I charge like 150. So I was like, oh, I charge double what he charges.
Yeah.
It was okay. So yeah. So I still get clients, which is awesome. But yeah, it just kind of filters out a lot of people. For sure. I actually enjoy coaching people more. Yeah.
Oh, you mean nutritional coaching, like training and nutrition? Are you doing a lot of that now, or just a little bit?
Yeah, I do a lot of it. I got about 50 clients right now. I'm taking like classes and everything. I enjoy that. I took a class just on Wednesday on reading lab work for women with like hormonal issues like hypothyroidism and adrenal insufficiency, menopause, birth control, stuff like that. I took a class on that. That was really good.
Where did you take the class at?
It's actually pretty funny, man. Like it's tough finding like good courses because for coaching, this guy named Jeffrey Stu, he holds the class, and honestly, like I was a little worried. He charges $500 for it.
Yeah,
it's a 3-hour course, and I was a little worried because I was like, man, what is he gonna teach me? But the course was great. Like he gave me like 68 pages worth of slides on like him talking about certain things. He gave his sources for books from medical research. He gave client examples, case studies of like months on end of like, this is where they started. This is the blood work when they started. This is how they look, 3 months later, 6 months later. Here's the blood work to kind of to show you that it worked.
Yeah.
Along with the visual. He had like a ton of information. So it was definitely worth it. So like him, he has one, and another guy named Jason Theobald has. He teaches courses too. I've done mentorships with Austin Stout. He's like you might have met him. He's kind of like in that same area. He lives in Ohio, close to John.
I don't think I know.
He works. He's done work with Dr. Serrano. He's done like mentorship stuff with Dr. Serrano. So I did a mentorship with him, and I want to go back because when I first went to him, he was obviously he's smart, but like I need stuff to be a bit more structured. And it was kind of like, hey, we're going to talk about, what do you want to talk about this week? I was like, okay, I don't know where I need to start. You tell me.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then it was like, and he was like, have these questions ready to go, and I'm going to answer them like once a week. And I needed something a bit more structured at that time. So he's reworked it, he told me. He said he's fixed it up, made it more, uniform. So I may go back and try it again.
Who told you, I mean, did this come from your own thought, or did somebody tell you, hey, you should go get these classes from these people? Because people don't generally in like coaching, people don't do that. They just like, they kind of learn with time. Like myself, like whatever I've learned over 20 years. I didn't actually go take any courses. So who turned you on to that, or did you just think of doing it yourself?
It's just me. So like, I've always been to the point where so I just learned from experience. So, and it's funny, I say I learned from experience, but my experience is, I turned pro very young. I turned pro at 21. And I attribute that to learning from other people, not just like, because, I could have did my own thing for, in the beginning, and it probably would have taken me like 5-6 years to, get my pro card. But I guess stood on the shoulders of people who came before me. I took that knowledge and I applied that to myself, and I was able to get to where I'm going a lot faster.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, so I think, and honestly, so every time I've done like something like that has been tremendously helpful. It propelled me forward quite a bit. So that's kind of the reason why I like to do it. Like, and you know, when I take these courses, some people, they become like, they almost treat some of these things like religion. Like they say, oh, I learned from this guy and this is the only way to do it, you know? And I'm not so much like that way. I like to, like, you know, I see what they teach me. I apply it. I try slightly different methods, and then I find out what works for my clients and how I like to do things. So
yeah.
It's just a lot easier. And I mean, and to be honest with you, you know, there's people out there, they do it a little bit more sneakily, but they hire a coach for like a month or two, see what they do, then they leave, they go try another coach, they do, So people have been doing it forever. I just don't do it that way. I always pay people for their services, and I'm up for it with, you know, hey, I want to learn from you, to apply it to my business. Yeah.
No, but I like that you've like taken the proactive approach of actually taking courses and learning how to kind of expand your coaching to different areas. So that's a major selling point for people. So more importantly though, you have the biggest show in the world coming up in a week, and you seem like you're extremely relaxed. Like, are you always this chill, or are you like freaking out? Or do you ever freak out that the Olympia is around the corner?
No. So the only point before I hop on stage that I'll ever get nervous is for a few minutes backstage. That's about it. And at that point, I just focus on my breathing. I breathe real slow. I put on music. I kind of be by myself. I don't like to talk a whole lot. Like once I hop on stage and I'm done, I'm usually a lot more chill. Maybe as we're walking backstage, I talk to all the guys, but like those minutes of like right before pumping up, backstage, before we get on stage, I'm kind of like just focused on me and like not fucking up. So yeah.
That's something I don't want to have you on anymore. You make me feel really guilty when you come on here. I'm like, I'm the opposite, man. I'm like, for me, whenever I had to get to a big show, it'd be like, as the days progressed from 12 weeks all the way to 1, every day would be like, the pressure would just mount.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I had to,
you got to read the book, Stoicism. I
have a book called The Daily Stoic.
Yeah.
Is that the book you're talking about, or no?
I believe so. Yeah. Dave Tate was telling me about it. He had it in his office, and I've heard bits and pieces about it. And it's kind of like how I feel, like, you know, only worry about the things you can control. If it's out of your control, then don't worry about it for the most part. So I mean, all I do is I focus on the way I kind of see bodybuilding is if I'm doing the things that my coach tells me, then I don't need to worry about anything.
Yeah. Which
can be a bad thing at times too, because if your coach is kind of like, you can kind of be like too disconnected from the prep, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then so, I mean, luckily I got good coaches, and that hasn't happened to me often. So
for those who don't know, Terrence is working with John Meadows on nutrition, and you're working with
Joe Bennett.
Sorry, I was going to call him the hypertrophy coach.
Or that too.
I forgot his name for a minute. Joe Bennett's doing your training. Yeah. How has your prep gone? Did you start at 16 weeks or 12, or like how long do you start before?
This one we started a bit earlier than the last few. Well, I kind of came to him late for our first prep together last year. We started that one 12 weeks out. This one I feel like we started about 16 weeks out. Yeah. Just because it's probably because all the craziness that was going on with gyms, and we wanted to get an early start. But prep has been great. It's been really, really easy. I haven't had much cardio at all. Started cardio very late this prep. And I'm only doing 45 minutes, like 4 times a week. I should have looked at my calories. People are always asking me what my calories are, but my carbs are at 240. I got a refeed today, so today is at 440. He gave me extra 200 grams today. Yeah. So, well, actually, I'm not training today. So
can I ask you a more important question than what your calories are? I ask you, you're barely doing any cardio, and it seems like your calories are pretty high if you're getting 250 grams of carbs a day. Did you start your prep pretty lean, or did you start you know, did you have a bit of fat to get off, and it just came off really quickly?
I mean, I started my prep. Well, I'm 179 right now. I probably started my prep at 198, so about 20 pounds heavier.
20 pounds, yeah. So you weren't that off. You weren't that far off.
No. Yeah, I talked to John about it because I'm like, because I've talked to him a couple of times because I try to understand it because it is weird and I don't really, and that's the only thing I think of. But you know, I've had preps where I was doing, you know, 2 cardio sessions a day. I was doing 20 minutes of it plus 25 minutes of steady state twice a day.
Yeah.
Carbs down to 0 at certain points. I'm feeling like death. But I haven't had any preps like that in almost 3 years now. Every prep has honestly gotten easier and easier and easier. You know, 3 years ago, 2017 Olympia, I went from doing, you know, pro shows for that, 2 cardio sessions a day. Then I dropped down to 1 that prep. Then since I've been with John, it's been, you know, 45 minutes. I got up to 45 minutes, maybe 5 or 6 times a week. My last rep, and now it's 4 times a week.
Yeah.
So
do you think that's based on you building more muscle, or are you just getting better in the off season and not eating as much shit?
I think body composition plays a part. Me not getting as big, but I don't know, man. Like I've talked to John, and that's what John believes it is. That was his answer he gave me. But the muscle thing, because I thought that may be it too, but it doesn't really correlate to too many other people I talk to because I don't know any, you know, bigger body. Like when I listen to other bodybuilders, especially like, you know, open bodybuilders talk about how their prep's going, and they're all dying half the time, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that muscle can't be the factor then if all of them are like, I was talking to Regan. Well, Regan's a special case. He's had a hard time just getting in shape. But like Regan was telling me, he's like, yeah, I'm dying right now, man. So,
yeah. But I think it's
tough. I don't know.
Then I think you're right. I mean, if we had to narrow it down, I think it would be the fact that because your cutoff for your weight class is like 177, isn't it?
175, yeah.
175. So you can't get that much bigger off season anyway.
That's true.
So
I mean, I'm still. But the funny thing is, this is the heaviest I've been. Still, I got up to 203 or 204 this past off season. I've never broke 200 before this year. Yeah. So I don't know. And you would think, I understand why a lot like Breon and Chris and guys like that have a hard. You know, they're dying at the end because they have to suck down to make weight.
Yeah.
So I think this may be one of the last preps that is easier because now it won't just be about my conditioning. It's going to be me having to make a weight.
Yeah.
Probably next year. Yeah. So it'll be a little bit tougher next year, I think.
Yeah. What, I want to show everybody what you look like. You posted some pictures recently.
Okay.
And it's extremely impressive. So I want to give people a peek if they don't follow you, just in case they don't follow you. This is Ruff _Diesel on Instagram. This is the most recent photo I've seen.
Yeah, I wish it was from a better camera. But yeah, I really like that shot, man. That pose was I've been practicing that pose quite a bit. And I was like, oh, it looks pretty good.
I don't even know where your organs are here. Fucking waist. Your waist looks so small. I'm like, this is incredible. And look, you got Sergio here. No one knows how hard this pose is till they try it. It's so true.
It is. Those twisting shots are the hardest out of any pose.
Yeah.
Sure.
So how do you feel going into it as far as everyone's talking about Chris, obviously, and Breon.
Yeah.
And you have, who's the guy at the Arnold debut? Alex? Is it Alex?
Alex, yeah. Alex had to.
So
I'm like, go ahead.
So there's Alex, and then what's his name has been making some noise too. What's his name that's been picking on? He's been picking on Chris a lot. I can't remember his name right now.
Logan.
Logan, that's it. Logan's been. Logan's trying to throw his name into the ring now. And where do you see yourself? I mean, you think you're gonna move up past Alex? You think you're gonna be comparable to Breon? Like, how do you feel?
Man, I'm honestly, to be honest with you, at the Arnold, I thought I was gonna be Alex. So I definitely think I can be Alex. We'll see what the judges say. Especially if it doesn't happen this year, it'll 100% happen next year. I'll be in without a doubt. just because just because it was so close at the Arnold and I had still room to grow. But I see myself anywhere from 3rd to 5th. It just kind of depends on what the judges want. I'm really hoping for 3rd, obviously. But I look at pictures of me and Breon because I've stood next to him maybe 2 or 3 times. We did our first bodybuilding Classic Physique show together. He beat me, and he was pretty far ahead of me in most poses, but my back shots are always pretty close to his. So I brought up stuff like my side chest here. Yeah. I brought up my front double, and we'll see how things go this year. I still don't think I'm quite to the point where I can beat Breon just yet. But I think it's definitely possible, and I'm gonna compare a lot more favorably to him this year. I think in another year or two, I could definitely push him a lot harder and possibly beat him.
Yeah, what do you think is the difference between you and Breon? Do you think it's just a matter of size at this point?
It's the biggest thing is size. He has better biceps than me, but that's the only thing I think he really beats me in at this point. But the size is a little bit bigger is the biggest issue. And once I put on maybe another 5 pounds, I think it'll be good.
This is a crazy transformation from 19 to 27. But this is the best hairstyle, though.
Which, people always want me to bring that back, man. I'm like, nah, that was the one time.
Dude, it looks good on you, man. You should bring this back.
Oh my gosh, that was such a hassle too to keep that sideburn and to trim up the edges all the time. Man.
So Breon, Chris, you're hoping for 3rd. I actually think you beat Alex at the Arnold's too. I remember. I mean, I wasn't sitting in the audience, so I can't say for sure. But judging by the pictures,
yeah.
I feel like your physique is more classic than most others. I really feel like the size difference is the only thing. But I also look at, I feel like Chris has an advantage with the height. Do you think the height plays a major factor?
I think that's honestly, Chris's structure is so great. It beats a lot. He beats a lot more complete guys, and people always talk about it.
Yeah.
Breon's definitely more complete. No one can argue with that.
Yeah.
But Chris's structure is so awesome, man. He can have weaker body parts and still win the show because of it. His waist to shoulder ratio, his rib cage shape, things like that play a huge part with his physique.
Mm-hmm. What is the plan moving forward now? So we have, when do you start carb loading? When do you start to is there any depletion phase? What are you doing right now? Oh, you don't know.
No depletion phase. I know that me and John haven't done that at all. Like I said, today he gave me an extra 200 grams of carbs. What's today, Sunday? So yeah. I guess we'll go back down to, we'll have our 200 grams a day and go back to normal throughout the week. And probably to make weight, we're gonna have to cut carbs, and that'd be so it's not really depleting. It's just to make that weight.
Yeah.
Like we did you were there at the Arnold where I didn't eat after that once I got to his house.
Yeah.
So water wise, we normally double the amount of water I drink. I drink about a gallon a day, so I drink about 2. And he wants me to count water for literally everything I put in. So if I put water in my cream of rice, that counts as some of my water for the day.
Really? I didn't know that.
Shake, yeah. He was really precise with that. And then training wise with Joe, I'm training normally up until Monday and Tuesday I'm training normally. So I got shoulders on Monday, back on Tuesday. Wednesday, I'm just going to do upper body pump, and Thursday, Friday, I have off. The only differences here for me is Monday and Tuesday are my normal training. They're normal training, but I won't be taking any sets to failure. We'll probably stay 1 or 2 shy. Every session up until then has been going to failure and or past failure, but these 2 sessions just kind of take it easy.
Yeah. Do you always feel like it's better for you to not train before the show? The last couple of days? Because I always felt like doing a little something made me look better as long as I did something.
So, I mean, but Joe has been watching me the last few weeks, and he was like, man, you always look better after you had a rest day. He's like, I think after 2, and I always feel better. So,
yeah.
No, I definitely think for me it's probably best. I know guys like Guy Cisternino, I know he talks about training up until the night before the show.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, but And I understand. I get his reason. I mean, if you look good, I get it for sure. But nah, for me, I think it's a little bit better when I have a rest day.
Yeah, I had to fix Guy's training because Guy was doing way too much. So I sent him to John. And
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
John pulled back all his shit. So I don't know if John's helping him like all the way to the actual stage. Maybe he'll pull back his training. But Guy has looked and felt better than ever before, he said, because he changed his training.
It's a huge deal, man. People don't realize that. You can, like, pushing harder doesn't always mean you look better.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
Yeah.
It's a fine line, though. It's hard because, you know, as competitors, we feel like we need to do more. Like, if you're not good enough, you're like, I need to do more. But sometimes that's like the reason you don't look as good. So
yeah.
It's tough to gauge. It's tough to gauge that and know when you're walking that line when you've crossed it.
I think for him, like, so for a lot of people, it's tough. But once they see like the difference, like probably now he's okay. I look better. It's not as hard. But I was talking to John Michaela. She's an awesome friend of mine, and about like kind of how people's mindsets are with bodybuilding and stuff. Like because there are like. I like doing better in shows more so than anything. So whatever you tell me, if I need to pull back on training, if I do better, that's fine. But some people, they enjoy training more than, you know, whatever they place in the show. Yeah. And Michaela's one of those people. So like Joe was trying to tell her, you should probably, you know, ease up on back training a bit and focus more on legs. And she's like, no, can't do that. I can't. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, that's a really interesting thing. So like, with Guy, I can understand people like, and a lot of bodybuilders just like to train. They just hopping on stage is just like a bonus or a plus. Yeah. You know, so for me, I train because I like to do better at shows.
It's funny you said that. You know what? I've always known that about myself, that I like training. Like the training aspect is my favorite part of bodybuilding. It's not actually getting on stage. But I didn't realize that's why. I think that's why I always go so hard, and actually sometimes I go so hard that I get injured. Because that's the fun part for me, is going past that limit. Yeah, it's interesting. I never thought your focus is so much the stage that you're like, even if I have to sit on my ass at home, I'll do it. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Interesting. So when do you leave for the Olympia?
Since it's right down the street for me, so I'm just gonna go Thursday.
That's right.
Yeah.
When's your prejudging?
Prejudging is everything's on Saturday, so I'm driving down probably. It depends. I may drive down Wednesday night or Thursday morning. I'm thinking Wednesday night, but it's only an hour and a half drive to get there, and so I'll just be hanging out once I get there. Everything I'll be doing training wise and stuff will be here. It's actually nice because I save some money. I'm in my own environment the whole time. I'm going to cook all my food here, just bring it to the place with me. So it's really, really nice.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Did you have any support during your prep? Is there anybody that was there that are you the kind of guy that can get through preps by yourself without any support system, without anybody to lean on? Or is there somebody there for you that helps you kind of through the shit times?
I'm pretty good with doing it by myself. It's funny. Like I no disrespect to Ian, but it was interesting to hear like the story he had when he came down to Tampa to compete when he came by himself. And I'm like, man, I've been to a lot of shows when I went by myself, and I was fine as long as I had the plan. It didn't really matter, because when I used to work with Matt Porter. I did a few shows. I was married at the time, and my ex-wife was still deployed. So I did several shows by myself. Yeah. And he would just send out. He would send a lot different the way John does it, but he would send my peak week plan out a week before, and I would just follow that. I would hit him up maybe once or twice before the show, and it would be good. It was really easy. But John, it's a lot different. He's like, hey man, he'll hit me up. Like he hit me up yesterday. He's like, hey, when the progress pictures come? I was like, oh, let me get something. It's like every day. They want to update every day. I said, okay. Yeah. But no, I don't have an issue. I don't have an issue with preps by myself.
But I wonder, you say that about Ian. I wonder, and I know it's not a knock on Ian, but I wonder though, because I'm the same way. Like I've always had somebody at the show with me, whether it's my wife or a friend or something. I wonder if it's because you get used to it when you start out. Like if you start that way from the very beginning, and then you get used to having somebody every time you go to a show, you have somebody there, and then all of a sudden one time that person's not there, and you're like, it might kind of throw you off.
That's you're right. Yeah, I think that's 100% it, because I did a lot of shows. Yeah, my first show, I mean, I had a cool bodybuilding team, but 90% of the time, in the gym I was by myself. At home I was cooking by myself at the time.
But when you actually went to the shows, have you always gone by yourself?
No. So I've had a couple shows like Kentucky Muscle in 2016. I flew completely by myself there.
Yeah.
I went to another show in Boca. Actually, it was Chris Bumstead's debut, and I went down to that show, and I think my mom flew down like the day of the show, but for the most part, I was by myself. So yeah.
What did you think about Chris's debut when you saw him? Did Chris win that show?
No, he got third.
What did you think of Chris when you saw? Do you think he was going to be anything special?
I didn't really. He was a big fan of mine at the time. He was a huge fan. I was like, oh, this kid's cool. I didn't really think nothing at all. I thought he was tall. That was about it.
Yeah.
And because at that point I had competed against a lot of tall dudes. I didn't really think anything special. My ex-wife at the time looked at him. She's like, she was honest with me. She's like, I don't think you can beat him.
That's why
I was like, yo, what the fuck?
That's why she's your ex-wife. You're like, fuck this shit.
I thought it's funny to think about. Yeah. But I beat him at that show so then at that point I was like, oh, it's a non-factor anymore. It's whatever. That show was kind of wonky though, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So you beat him.
I didn't really think a whole lot about him.
So you beat him. You put the feather in your cap. You're like, oh, okay, I got rid of that. I don't have to beat him anymore. And then he comes down. Isn't that a bitch? That's.
Yeah, it is a bitch, man. It is a bitch. I was listening to somebody, or somebody was talking. They said Chris has only been beaten by, I guess technically 3 people, but 2 people on the Olympia stage, me and Breon.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool to think about.
Yeah.
I like history of bodybuilding, so that kind of reminds me of like Momo and Ozzy B. Dorian. I just hope I know Momo never beat him again. I'm just hoping I can do that part a little differently.
Yeah. I honestly, man, like it's the tough thing for me when I look at your career is you can only get to 179. Or what's the 175? Sorry, 175. So how can you, because I feel like your structure is classic. Like it's class. Like your structure is classic. When I think of classic, I'm like Terrence. But then you're going to come up against people like Breon, who's not necessarily more classic, but carries more muscle.
Yeah.
So what I guess where I'm going with this is there a point where you say to yourself, maybe I'm going to go to 212?
I thought about it more when I was younger, but just based on, I feel like based on my genetics, it's not quite the best move for me. Like I'm not one to put on muscle very fast.
Yeah.
It's taken me 8 years in those pictures you saw. I mean, it's not a huge amount of muscle, which means maybe I know I don't have to be 212 to compete at 212, but I know I need to be bigger. And so from those pictures, I'm that's probably about 25 pounds of muscle in 8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not. I don't put on muscle very fast at all. Obviously, it looks like a lot of muscle.
But I imagine, and this is just me being a bodybuilder, so don't listen to me. But
yeah,
I imagine this physique with even 15 more pounds on it. Mm-hmm. Like you wouldn't, like what I'm saying is you wouldn't have to be 212. Like this, this physique at 195 is like, or 200. I don't know, man.
And the thing is, I mean, like, I'm not trying to say I'm the hardest guy working in the room or anything, but I work hard to put on the muscle I do have.
Yeah.
And I mean, even to the point where I've trained with Hunter, I've trained with Nick Walker recently. Those guys aren't much stronger than me. I did a chest day with Nick Walker, and the one thing I paid attention to was our first movement. We did like a plate loaded chest press.
Yeah.
He just did 25 pounds more than me. But
really?
It's like 100 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
Ian, I'm stronger than him on chest, back, pretty damn close, maybe 10 pounds on some movements, 25 on other movements. He's stronger. So it's not, I don't really know, man. Like, I don't really know.
This is crazy. This is crazy. Like, anyway, it's just a conversation. I'm not, you're an amazing classic competitor. I always wondered to myself, as a bodybuilder, I wonder if the guys in other classes, if they aspire to be bodybuilders or if they're just happy being exactly where they are. And the only reason
I'm happy where I am.
I mean, listen, I just want to preface it. The reason I'm saying that is not because open is better than classic or anything like that. I say it because the fun part of bodybuilding to me was always progressing.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would be hard for me to say to myself, okay, I have to stop now. I can't get any bigger. I can't, so that's why I always ask guys in the classes, like, do you have an aspiration to keep growing past where you are?
I don't know, man. It's funny, when I started bodybuilding, it's kind of weird to think about because I didn't have a full idea of what bodybuilding was at the time, but I was like, if I could compete on stage at 180, I would be happy. Yeah. Because I kind of compare myself to like Sean Ray. Sean Ray's a little taller than me. He was like 190-ish, 200 at some points. Yeah. LeBron was more so my height. He was 180, 185. Yeah. I'm like, if I could be around that weight, I would be happy. And I'm almost there. And crazy enough, I'm like, I'm actually pretty happy with how I'm looking. Like, there's a couple more things I want to build up. I want my hamstrings a bit bigger. I want my lats to pop a little bit more. But I don't really see myself being, a lot heavier. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird to think because, I got into bodybuilding and I think I could still do pretty well. Even if, like you said, if I put on another 10 pounds, I still would think I would be pretty happy with my physique. And I think I could still do very well.
Yeah.
And in 212, I'm just happy. Like, my health is good. The business is good. I don't know. I still haven't got to where I want to be in classes yet. I still want to win like a couple more. I want to win the New York Pro at least once. I want to win the Arnold at least once. So stuff like that I want to accomplish before I leave too.
All right, man. Well, you have the Olympia in a week. I hope you shock people, man. I hope you go up there and they put you in the middle between Chris and Leon. I really want to see what you look like right between them. I want to see that call out because it's crazy because classic is supposed to be all about structure.
Yeah.
So I just want to see kind of how that structure matches up. It's good. What's really nice is classic is taken off to the point now where I think a lot of people are talking about it just as much as they're talking about bodybuilding.
It is. So I think the cool thing is like, even though the pay is dramatically different, one thing I have noticed, I pay attention to it, is where they're placing us, within the Olympia. Like the first year, it was all on Friday. We had like an hour break in between Set Expo. This year, we're all on Saturday. We're on the big stage. So stuff like that is kind of a testament. We're still at the Arnold, 212 got taken out. So of like how things are being perceived by, I guess, the people in charge. Is
this the first time on the main stage for the classic guys?
No. It's not the first time, but I want to say it may. I don't remember. I wasn't there yet last year, but it may be the first year that it's all on Saturday.
But is this your first time on the main stage at the Olympia?
No, I was on the main stage in 2017, but not really.
What does that mean?
I got ninth, so I waved. I was like, hey, and then I left. That was it. Yeah. So I don't count that as a real being on the stage, really.
Now I know what not really means. You're like, I was.
Yeah.
Well, that's insane, though, man. A ninth in 2017. And now here we are 3 years later, and you're being talked about in the top 3, top 5. How does that feel? Mm-hmm. Just that massive jump to being like in the conversation. You know what I mean?
No, it's been a long road. It's been great, man. Because I took that year off after 2018 because I was like, man, like I'm moving down in placings, and then I was nervous at the same time because I'm like, what if I take this year off and nothing comes of it, and I just wasted my time? But it was a great move in my opinion. My physique has changed a lot in that time period, and it's pretty awesome that be in that conversation and to be placed in second at the Arnold and stuff like that. And a lot of guys, I mean, you know, outside of Chris, Breon's like 40. Alex is like close to 40. All these guys have been competing a lot longer than me, you know. So, you know, I'm 27 now. It just kind of, I'm just happy. Like, I'm happy with how I'm doing. I'm just not, you know, satisfied. Yeah.
So, okay, I got one more question before I let you go. Lord Jones. I don't know I don't know if that's his real name or.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's huge.
To me, I don't know how this guy makes weight. Like, it looks like he's got like bird bones or something. Like, I don't know. So,
yo, it's a couple dudes, man. Him, a guy named DeAndre Campbell, and a guy.
I know DeAndre.
Yeah. DeAndre looks great, man. And John was telling me some stuff about him, man. He is just ridiculous. He's a freak of nature too.
DeAndre,
huge, man.
I talked to DeAndre about coming on to Hostile before he signed on to Granite. John picked up a really good athlete. He's got a great physique, but Lord Jones' proportions are not human. Now,
no, they're not.
The reason I'm bringing this up is not to like promote other people during your hour.
It's cool. I like talking about other people.
Well, that's what I want to ask you is when you're competing, when you're getting up there, I know you're thinking about Breon and you're thinking about Chris and you're thinking about, you know, beating them and getting up to, you know, higher placings. Are you thinking about the guys that are coming behind you, like a Lord Jones or like a DeAndre?
No. You know, I acknowledge their existence and their presence, but it doesn't really bother me.
Yeah.
Because I can't do anything about it. Like I do recognize like Lord Jones is massive. Without a doubt. And a couple other guys, I like to give credit to them. DeAndre, I've talked about him on my page. A guy named Fabian, he couldn't do the show for whatever reason. And then one other guy, Mato Spain or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys are huge. They look great. They've never competed at the Olympia, but they're definitely like top level competitors that could push anybody. So. No, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't worry me because I compete against guys bigger than me all the time. I just recognize that they look great. Yeah.
Well, I didn't mean it as much. I didn't mean it as in bothering you. I meant like, is it exciting for you seeing guys coming up in the scene that are also awesome? Because I feel like when they start a new division, they populate it with whoever they can the first couple years, right? And then I feel like as the division gets more popular and as people realize what the division is, in the coming years, it gets better and better and better and better. And now we're seeing guys like Lord Jones, and I'm like, okay, what are we seeing? Yeah. So I'm not asking whether you're worried. I'm asking like, does it interest you and is it exciting to see these guys coming up out of Classic?
Yeah, it is, and I talk about it all the time because, you know, I've been in Classic since it started, and I was winning shows since it started. I won my first year at Tampa Pro. And I tell people, I'm like, just look at pictures of me winning that Tampa Pro to me winning, what is this?
You got a call?
Yeah, let me decline it. I don't know how to decline it. Decline it, go. Where was I?
The difference between you when you won your first show and now.
Okay, yeah. So, like, that was, obviously a show-winning physique back then. That physique I had in 2016 wouldn't get first call-outs in any of the competitions now.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy with how the sport is progressing and how it's supposed to be because I always thought the Classic, when it first started, I'm like, it's not 70s bodybuilding. It's more like early 90s, late 80s type of look, like, you know. Yeah. And now it's starting to look a lot more like that.
Yeah.
With the guys' physiques, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, Ruff. I look forward to seeing you on Saturday, and I'm rooting for you. I hope you get first call out. I hope you win. I hope you take home the massive check. So,
yo, man, that would be amazing. Yeah.
Anyway, we're rooting for you, man. I hope you do well, and I appreciate the time, man. Thank you very much.
No problem, man. Thank you for having me.
All right, brother. All right, we're back.
Oh my God, okay.
We're back. I've re-hit record. I've re-hit record, and I'm back with Terrence because Terrence said he wanted to do some predictions. So I am going to give, and what I said to Terrence was, I don't think it's a good idea because you're in the show, but he said, I want to give my opinion. So All right, Terrence,
Oh my gosh.
you're back. You're back on. You're live, and
I need a list. I mean, I'm not sure everybody competing, but yeah, all right.
well, we don't have to. We don't have to do.
I think I got a good memory.
We don't have to do. I probably won't even know half the guys you're going to say, so that's a problem. But
Yeah. So you need like a classic physique expert on the podcast to keep you updated.
Oh, that's why you're here. That's why you're here. All right, we're going to start. Okay, let's start with number one. Who's going to win?
I think Chris is going to retain the title.
Okay, so we got Chris Bumstead. You guys all know who Chris Bumstead is, I think.
Yeah.
This is Chris. Terrence thinks Chris is going to beat Breon.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see here. We'll go to fuck. Why didn't I just go?
Okay, well.
All right, let me just bring Breon up because I think it's pretty interesting. It's going to be Breon looks better to me this year than he did in previous shows.
He does look just harder from what I can tell.
Like this is
a little bit harder.
Like it's really, really nuts. Like his conditioning seems
like crazy, yeah.
Like this is crazy to me.
And that back shot he posted a couple weeks ago, like he was pulling back. Yeah.
Where the fuck did that go?
That was a few weeks ago.
Look at this one.
Yeah.
This is crazy, man. So we got Breon, who looks incredible, and I think he looks better than previous shows. And we got Chris, who is, judging by this photo, the definition of classic.
Yeah.
So you think Chris is going to you think this classic structure basically is going to outdo the completeness of Breon?
I do. And I think, and I'm just basing it, because I mean, honestly, I'm a huge Breon fan. I thought Breon should have won the first Olympia when Danny won it.
Yeah.
I thought Breon was going to win, last year. Just because I like the completeness of his physique, I guess because I came from bodybuilding, I still got a little bit of bodybuilding in me in that sense. But I think just based on the way the judging has been, last year and how things have gone, I don't think Breon can beat him anymore.
Dude, look at this. Look at this. I got to
see that's nutty.
This has got to change your mind a little bit.
It's tough, man. So I mean, because you've seen guys like George. George was fucking inside out. Like George literally could not have been better that last Olympia he was in the Classic, and he still couldn't beat anybody. So it's not. I don't think you can just beat people from being harder. Because I mean, George, I saw him and I was like, dude, you can't be any better than this in Classic. This is like perfect. You're perfect physique for Classic. You can't be bigger. You can't be any leaner.
And for those who don't know, you're talking about George Peterson.
Yeah. When I saw him hop on stage that year, I was like, dude, yeah. So that's one reason I think Breon won't beat Chris, and I think because too, it's been a point. Last year was a 1 point difference, but the year before, when Chris lost, it was a 1 point difference, and Chris was sick that year. That's when he found out he had that autoimmune disease or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if Chris lost by 1 point being sick.
Yeah,
and like throwing this curveball like a week or two before the show, and I don't see how you're going to beat like a better Chris.
Okay, so this is crazy. This is fucking crazy. Who's going to be third? You?
I think I could be third for sure. I think I could go out and beat Alex. I mean, I think I could beat Alex this time because I think third would be either me or Alex.
Yeah, but you're not. No. Wait a minute. You're not playing Terrence anymore. Now you're playing analyst. So you can't give me a. I might be here. I might be there. You have to make a prediction.
I need to make, but everyone does a place or two prediction. But if I had to do it third, I would probably say me.
Okay.
Just considering I made improvement. Like it was close. I don't know what the scorecards were. I probably should look at that. I never did. I don't know why I did.
Okay, so you're third. We've covered you a bunch. So you're third. Then we have fourth. You think is Alex?
Trying to think. I think honestly, it's a tough one between. I'm a huge fan of this guy. I think DeAndre Campbell possibly beat Alex, but I still think Alex may overtake DeAndre this year. I'd have to see them next to each other. DeAndre is thick, and he has the great waist as well.
Okay, so this is Alex. He doesn't look super conditioned to me in this photo. I don't know why. But then we have DeAndre here. He posted a photo like a couple days ago that was pretty crazy. But we'll just go with this one here since it's the closest one. So this is DeAndre from the back.
Yeah.
Conditioning is definitely like bang on.
Mm-hmm. He's big. Yeah.
Let's see what it looks like from the front. This is from the front. He's got a good physique.
He definitely does.
So who do you think out of these two? Who do you think?
Personally, I mean, I like DeAndre. I like DeAndre's physique more. I think he's a little bit thicker, a little bit better legs. The thing Alex has that beats a lot of people is his waist is so tiny.
Yeah, this is crazy here.
Yeah, his waist is like, and his shoulders, his shoulder waist ratio is ridiculous. Yeah, and that's what he gets, especially in his back shots. It really pops even more. So his lats just kind of thick. Yeah,
I feel like you're right about this, though. I feel like, I mean, I have to see them next to each other, obviously, but yeah, that's a good shot, though. That's a good shot. Like his waist is just kind of. He's got good legs too, so his waist it accentuates his waist even more.
Mm-hmm. So I think it's tough. I feel like DeAndre could take him, but I would. I mean, if Alex beat him, it wouldn't be a huge deal to me either.
So who's fourth?
So if I put DeAndre third,
you're
Alex,
third.
Let's put Alex. My third. I'm third.
Yeah, you're third.
Okay.
Who's fourth? DeAndre or Alex?
Because I have my opinion, but I know I'm not a judge.
I don't want your opinion. I don't want
from a judge.
I want your opinion about who you think is going to be there, not who you want to be there.
Okay, I think Alex will place fourth.
Okay, DeAndre's fifth.
Yeah, I think DeAndre fifth.
Okay, then who's sixth? I'm gonna throw a wrench into all this because I see this guy breaking in top 5.
Oh Lord, it's 100% possible.
Look at this fucking 100%.
Back. His arms and legs are what blow me away, man.
I know. Look at this. Like this glute is like cut off, and then this whole leg is like.
I think. Let's put him next. Let's put Lord next.
Sixth.
Yeah.
You think this is going to be sixth?
I do.
I'm gonna
say this is not his. So this is not his. I don't want to say. I want to say this is his second or third pro show. So he has lost to people. I don't think this was his. I may be wrong. I want to say this is.
It says it says we pulled to Atlanta and got top 1 at the Chicago Pro.
Top 1.
I think that means he won. I don't know what top 1 means, but I think that means he won.
No, I know he won this. I know he won his most recent show, but I'm saying this. I don't think he won. Like, I don't think this is his first pro show. So there's a guy or two that has beaten him already.
I'm amazed that this even makes weight.
I don't understand it at all.
But I'm just going to throw a wrench into your predictions and throw my own in there. I think he's going to be fourth.
You think he's going to be fourth? Okay.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay, so you think he's going to be sixth?
Shoot. Yeah, is this the show here? Is this a pro show?
I think it says muscle contest. I think this is amateur. This looks where he got his pro card. Oh no. This says
they don't get pro cards there.
We came through in Diego at the Ultimate Warriors Classic. We took home fourth.
Yep. See, that's why I say that.
Yeah, but he's lost. Yeah, but that's not
this year though, right?
Yeah, but wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is you got to go by the guy's most.
That's a front photo though. Find some backs. His bag is, in my opinion, his bag is his weakness. I know you liked his back in that photo. You pull it up, but I don't think he has a great back. I think he has great arms and great legs from the back, but his back in general, I don't think is strong.
The reason I
the muscle contact was it, and that post two there. That's obviously that one's though. That's where you guys pro card. But no, maybe not. No, this is the pro show. So no, yeah, he's definitely still. He's still.
This is fourth.
No, yeah, this is fourth.
Yeah,
I don't know who beat him, but there's 3 other guys that have beat him already.
Here's his back. His back could be a little thicker. I do agree.
So that's why I don't have him quite as high. I mean, obviously he can easily surpass all those people.
But Chris Bumstead also has a little bit more,
back, yeah.
a little bit more shallow back, and he's Mr. Olympia.
Yeah.
So
good point, baby. That's a good point. Yo, that's a good point. So no, fuck yeah. If you that's a really good point. If you put it like that.
No, I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm just gonna.
No, that's a good point. Yeah, I'm
gonna bring you back on afterwards, and if I want to see who's right.
Oh fuck, man! Yeah, I kind of want to change it. Yeah, I have to think about that. I think.
Don't let me change your mind, man. I think you got good.
I keep it. I already said it, so we'll keep it. We'll keep it there.
Okay. He's made a lot of progress though. This is only. Oh no, this is July. This is 228 weeks ago. This is a long time ago. Okay. 4 years.
So.
5 years?
Yeah, that's wild.
Okay, so he's sixth. He's in your sixth spot. Who's seventh?
I think if that guy can make weight, man, I don't know. He's been hit or miss with it, but the Spanish guy,
what's his name? You know his name?
Madelman. The Spanish guy.
Madelman?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw this guy yesterday. I was like, who's that guy? He looks great.
He does.
This guy could be in the top 5
He's had trouble making weight. He's missed weight about 2 or 3 shows.
This is a really nice physique.
He really does.
Like I saw this yesterday. Man, he's got really great proportions. His legs are just amazing.
Mm-hmm. So my issue is if does he make weight? Because like I said, he's missed weight at 2 or 3 shows, and one show he tried to cheat. He bought like a Rastafarian wig that brought his hairline like up to here, and like it went around, and they called him. Yeah.
No, he did not.
Yeah, he did.
He wore a wig.
Mm-hmm.
When they caught him, did they make him take it off?
He didn't make. I guess he couldn't. He didn't do the show. That's all I know. I don't really know the full story, but he didn't compete that day.
That's fucking hilarious. That's smart, man. That's smart. You should do that. Grow your hair out, and then you can add 10 pounds next year.
That's a good point. I'm only 1/4. Like I've been weighed height at taller a couple of times. I'm 1/4 of an inch from being.
I told.
It just depends on the show.
Chris Bumstead asked me about that, or not asked me. We talked about it on my podcast, and I said get an inversion table. You know the tables where you hang upside down.
That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
And I think he took my advice because like 2 weeks later he had an inversion table. He was on it, so yeah, man, it'll stretch you out a 1/4 inch. So you got this guy. So if this guy makes weight, you got him in 7th.
Yeah. I think he looks amazing.
He does look amazing. He's very complete. He almost looks bodybuilder-ish though.
Yeah, I think he'll do fine at 212. I think he's gonna have to switch really soon because if you miss weight for 3 shows, it's not looking good.
He looks like he would do really well at 212 if he got a little bigger.
Especially, I've been looking at 212 a lot more recently, and the physiques are looking different.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, he lives down in South Florida, Jason Lowe. He's been in the top 5. He switched over from Classic.
Yeah.
And he's been in the top 5. At every show. I'd be completely honest. I didn't think he was gonna do well in the 212 at all.
Yeah.
But he's been doing pretty good. So
he looked good.
He's looking different now.
Yeah, he looked good. So okay, who's 8?
I think Logan will probably place 8th.
You think Logan will be an 8th?
Yeah. People probably mad at Logan fans will be mad at me for that because he's got a lot of hype.
So if he makes all this noise and plays 8th, are people going to freak out?
Yeah, I mean, everybody, all his fans, he's got a lot of followers. So yeah, his fans are going to freak out, but like everyone else is not. I feel like I don't have an issue with Logan. Logan has a good physique. He won the New York Pro, but again, I mean, Ian talked about it. he didn't beat anybody of note at the New York Pro.
Yeah.
No one at that show had won a pro show. And I love, this is just facts. Like I said, I like all these guys. No one's won a pro show that he beat. A lot of those guys in the top, one of the guys in the top 3 was his pro debut. So he didn't really beat anybody at that show.
Yeah.
I think, I don't think he's at that point yet to be challenging Chris at all.
8th place. Wow. This guy's going to be 8th place.
What do you have? You have Meyer?
I forgot about Logan. I could see him as high as,
I think 6 to 8 is probably what, like, if I have to, like, give a range.
I could see him in 5-6. I could see him beating DeAndre, maybe.
You think so? I think him and DeAndre are comparable. I think DeAndre's bigger, but DeAndre's a little bit more blocky.
I feel like Logan's a little bit more complete than DeAndre because DeAndre's back is very.
He doesn't have much lats. He's got a big upper back, but not much lats. Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. So I feel like he's missing a major body part in a way, and Logan's got.
We can go back to that same talk though with Chris having not the best back either.
No, but Chris's structure carries him, and I don't feel like DeAndre's structure is at that point.
To be low, I guess yeah, that makes sense.
So I don't feel like DeAndre is classic enough to be able to miss a body part and still win. Whereas Bumstead is so classic structure that he doesn't have to have massive arms or a really thick back or any, like he still gets away with it.
Okay.
Logan,
that makes sense.
If Logan shows up like this, I think I have him even up to 4th or 5th.
Really?
I'm not, listen, I think Alex has got a great physique, but I'm not 100% sold on it.
It's tough, man. It's tough.
It is very tough. It is very tough. It is very tough.
I honestly think like all these places can go back and forth. Like a lot of these guys, I think
don't
how they look that day.
Start taking back all your placings.
No, you're the one that made me choose specific placings. I never do that. I get ranges. You're like, pick specific, and I'm like, okay.
Well, ranges are too easy. That's like it gets away. You get away. From it. We're trying to give people you're the classic expert. So. Okay, so.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we have Logan.
I think Logan's posing will probably carry him quite well. So he's a very good poser.
Okay. Where do you? Final answer. Where do you have Logan?
It's already too late. I already submitted my other placing, so I kind of have to.
6 to 8. Yeah. That's what you're saying. 6 to 8.
No, I definitely think 6 to 8 the way he would be.
So if Lord Jones is 6, we're saying the Spanish guy is 7. You have Logan in 8th.
You know what's interesting? With classic physique judging is so complex.
Yeah.
And I'm still sticking to all my placings, but like it's just tough because like that model man guy, like if they were just doing, I feel like if they were doing bodybuilding, it'd be clear cut that model man would probably be Logan. But with classic, the judging's a little different.
Yeah.
So I can easily see Logan beating him. It just depends on what the judges want to do.
Maybe I don't know enough about classic, but I really see Logan and Lord Jones kind of moving into the mix. I see them in the 4, 5, 6 area.
Okay. So you have them over Alex?
I have, because I believe that there's also like a pay your dues kind of thing.
Okay.
Like Alex has been around for a long time, so I feel like they're not going to let a new guy just walk in and beat him. That's my own thing.
Man, it's tough, man, because they do that a lot. Chris, his first year, he was in the mix. Keon, his first year, he was in the mix.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like it's
I think I have to say, Chris, Breon, you. I have to say, like that Lord Jones guy. I mean, maybe it's my own thing. Like maybe I'm just. I just think he's got a great physique. I could see him I want to say him and Logan are somewhere. They're going to be 5. Like, so they're going to be battling for 5th. And I'm going to say Alex is 4th.
I wish I knew who beat him. Then I have a better idea of some stuff. Because I like to kind of use that to help me pick my decisions too.
Yeah, but you don't. But bodybuilding math doesn't always work like that.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Like sometimes you could beat a guy and then that guy could go beat somebody else, but it doesn't mean that other guy is better than you. You know what I mean? So anyway, okay. So we have the top 8. Is there anybody else you want to add to the mix?
Any
special mentions?
Special mentions. Let me see. Oh, Fabian. He's not competing. His visa didn't go through, but he looks amazing. You can check him out real quick. He deserves a shout out, I
think. Fabian. All right, let me see.
I think it's Fabian
Larabia.
Yeah, dude looks sick. He won bodybuilding, and then the same day he won a Classic Pro show.
Oh, I did see this guy's physique. He's nuts. This physique.
Yeah.
I thought he was a bodybuilder.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not him.
I don't know what that.
This is him.
He doesn't have a lot of.
I thought he was a bodybuilder, man. There's no way he could. Thought he could make weight for Classic.
Yep, he competed. He, like I said, he won some show. I think like a muscle contest show in South America. Same day he hopped on Classic Physique stage, won that whole show. I think he could honestly beat Chris. Like I think he would push Chris honestly.
Yeah.
Like without a doubt, if he was to show up, like it's nutty. Like I look at him and I'm like, man, you don't have any bad parts.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. He's got a really good physique. I don't know how far the conditioning has to come, but like,
yeah,
it's pretty.
So I mean, conditioning wise, he's good. Like at show day, he was good. Like obviously he that was the post he made where he said he won't be competing.
Yeah,
rainy one, but no, his conditioning isn't.
Yeah, he's got a crazy.
He was looking on track. He was looking on track to be pretty hard at the show.
So he's a pro now.
Yeah, he's a pro. He was supposed to be there. That's where he got his pro card in bodybuilding, right there.
Yeah, good for him, man. Good for him, man. He's got a crazy physique. Well,
so yeah, he was the one wild card I had that would literally really push people.
I wonder how bad it sucks for guys like this where they're so good. Look at this picture. There's no way.
He tried with this picture here real quick. He was like, "Yo, man, I want you to take this picture and post it up." Like, cause he was like, "I think you really killed it." I was like, "Nah, dude, you, man, my shit's not gonna look that good, man."
Dude, this is not. You cannot make. This guy cannot make Classic. Look how thick he is.
He made it. He made it at his pro debut.
No, I believe you. I'm just saying, like, it's insane. Like, this looks he looks like a bodybuilder.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah, definitely special.
I think that's the biggest dude. Yeah.
Special mention. I gotta watch this. Was it 5 plates?
So yeah, he's strong too, for sure.
A little fast walk out there. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Well,
I'm not sure how tall he is or how much he weighs, but yeah, he looks great.
It's got to be a bitch for these other guys where they're out there and they are amazing and they know they could do well, but they can't get here. That's got to really suck. Well, Terrence, I'm looking forward to you placing 3rd or winning. I'm excited for you, man. I look forward to the show on Saturday.
Thank you. I'm excited, man.
Thanks for extending the podcast and giving us your Classic expertise.
No problem, man. You have a good day.
Okay, brother. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share with your friends, and like the video. And if you get a chance, check out the description for all the different links to all the different places you can find Hostile and myself. And lastly, check out hostile.com for our new line of supplements and all of our apparel and gear. Thanks again for watching.